So one thing I was noticing, because I was just seeing one of those movies about like a male hero type of thing, and that like it seems like with Superman or with, I like Spider-Man, but Superman or some of these, you got a male hero. It seems like it's always about some male who is just acting on his, he and himself, in himself is just this big hero, and he can just save the day. But it's just him. It's like people, see, I think that it feeds idolatry. And since time immemorial, like you look back at Babylonian kings that were to be worshipped and stuff, people want to make idols out of humans, and they want to worship them. So then we've done that with film, and we have these heroes who just are acting alone, and they're big heroes in and of themselves. And now they have women who are being these same kind of superheroes like men. And I was just thinking about how it's just not real. Nobody who's great, like there's that old saying, behind every great man there's a woman. And I'm seeing that story about Churchill, and in that movie Finest Hour, and a friend we were watching it and thinking, no, he just could not have been what he was without her. And like people who are great and do great things, they don't act alone. It's not just them. And I was thinking even about Christ, okay, because he talked a lot about this, how he came from the Father. So it's God himself who, I mean, God, of course, is truly that kind of entity where in and of himself, he's great, but the thing is, you see then the devil's always challenging that, saying, well, I will be like God in Isaiah 14. I will be like him. I will get on his throne. I'll be like him. So this kind of thing is kind of like the idea of trying to be God, right? But Christ himself, who is the one truly heroic man who, could put things straight in our world. And I say could, if people would cooperate with him, because he put a lot of things straight, but only if you cooperate with it. So, but he said he came from the Father. Then he said, I can do nothing except I see the Father is doing it. So he was relying on the Father. And then you think about, okay, then he also had his disciples, all the people who were helping him with his ministry, he depended on, and some of them were his own family. And then you see, I think it's beautiful in that movie, Passion of the Christ, showing his relationship with his mom, who, she's emblematic of the she God, of God, the female side of God, because you can't forget that God actually said, I make man in my own image, male and female. They're created. And the Jews have a name for Mother God, which is El Shaddai. And then at the beginning of the Bible, God says, you're either the seed of her or you're the seed of him. And if you're the seed of her, that means you're the seed of Mother God, who was embodied in Mary, Christ's mother. So I think it's so beautiful, his relationship with her as well. Or you're the seed of him, kind of making the distinction. If you are talking about those who are the seed of Mother God, then you're talking about those who really believe in the true God. And if you're talking about those who are only the seed of him, you're talking about those who are the seed of the devil. They don't have a mom. They don't have a mom. They have daddy devil, and that's it. They don't get a mom. But his relationship with his mother, his relationship with brothers who were also disciples, so it seems like they had a pretty healthy family, and God saw to it that Christ came here through a healthy family. But and then he had his disciples, and he had Father God. See, even he's the one true hero in this world, one true male hero, the bravest man that ever lived, and he wasn't alone, and I'm not saying like all these superhero stories that they're just strictly entirely alone. There'll be some other people, but it's kind of the idea that just in and of themselves, they're almost supernaturally great, and it's kind of going back to idolatry again and making a person a god, is what it's doing. Yeah.